You know how I might not actually end up being terrible at this YouTube thing? I was able to wait an entire week to open this. I mean, the box is open, but the stuff... Hey everybody, it's Nat, back again. Another week, another flavor of LaCroix. Let's get this bread, kids. We can take that out. As you may or may not be aware, it's fall. I love fall. I love jacket weather. I love walking around, being Mr. Autumn Man with my one annual standard issue pumpkin spice latte. I'm just not ready for it. We didn't get a summer this year. Like, usually at this point, I've been peeling the backs of my thighs off of melted Subway vinyl seats for weeks. And, you know, you don't really feel all of that oppressive summer heat when you're stuck inside trying not to catch the global cooties that are going around, you know? And before we sink into the doldrums of the signature Toronto 6-month winter, I'm gonna try to enjoy fall for all it's worth, especially since no one really has seen me for the past like 4 to 6 months. So whether or not I'm actually gonna get to wear any of this fall stuff out and about, or if I'm just like cosplaying as a person with like a life to go back to, I'm gonna take it for all it's worth. So I picked up a bunch of stuff from one of my favorite sort of standby destinations for buying like wardrobe staples as a mid-sized person, which is the Gap. And it's like affiliated properties, like Banana Republic and Old Navy are also Gap properties, and Athleta, but we don't have that in Canada. The majority of my wardrobe, at this point I think a good, probably 60% of it is thrifted or secondhand or vintage, some mix of the three. And I don't do a ton of fast fashion shopping. I basically realize that there are certain times where you need to resort to fast fashion shopping. I mean, Lord knows, like, I as a size 14, 16 person, finding pants in a thrift store that don't look like someone's grandma died in them on like any given day, it's a struggle, it really is. And even though the bulk of my sort of more creative shopping, the bulk of my more impulse decisions tend to be vintage and thrifted, because I would rather have those statement pieces come from somewhere, A, where it's not a big price obstacle to try new things, and B, there's always something a little more unusual about those pieces when you do get them vintage or secondhand. There are times when I think it makes more sense to go mall store for the basics. And the Gap has been really good to me over the years, I'll be honest with you. Some of their stuff tends to be a little bit dated. It's not right on the cutting edge, but they always have something there that like works with my body type, comes in my size, you know, is reasonably priced for what it is, but also if I'm gonna wear it for a good few seasons, because that's what I expect my new clothing to do. Is I'm not gonna buy something and discard it after one season or a couple wears. I'm planning on wearing whatever I get for a while, right? I don't want to just spend money on something that came from a mall store and then contribute to the cycle of wastefulness by just wearing it and getting rid of it. I want those pieces to last me for a good long while. This is something that I tend to go to places like the Gap for, and I'd been kind of eyeing some of these pieces for a while, and I sort of debated which ones I wanted to get, which ones I was going to get the most use out of, the most wear out of, and eventually I decided to get a bit of a mixed bag of things, and if stuff really didn't work out, I could return it or pass it along to someone else, etc. Here's my box. This one came separate. This was all in one box, and then this was like an additional one. Why this shirt had to like go its own way. Maybe there was like a whole like homeward bound situation. I wonder if you could recycle these. This bag is made from at least 35% post-industrial waste. 35% is good, but there's 65 more percents you could be pulling from somewhere else, okay? Sirs. Okay, so this is from Banana Republic. I don't buy from Banana a whole lot. It tends to be a little more office-y, a little more business casual than what I normally go for. That having been said, I recently did get an office job, so I think that's gonna have to be something I'm gonna have to start thinking about, is how to like be a functioning professional who doesn't like wear cutoffs to the office. The first up is this little sweater tank. Wow, it is surprisingly cropped. Gotta move this box out of the way. It's maybe a little more strappy than I would normally go for. I'm more of like a sleeveless shirt person. I'm the kind of person who always wears a bra. I don't really like my bra straps hanging out, but I think this is super adorable, and I feel like you could either layer this under some stuff or you could just wear it by itself when it's warmer. It's got sort of a mix of textures going down here. I like the crop shape. I prefer to do sort of crop tops now, especially with the advent of, you know, everything being so high-waisted, which I'm a big fan of. I'm eager to see how this looks on. These I'm very excited about. So I actually already have a few pairs of these pants. These are the Gap high-waisted sort of cropped khakis. They're trying to bite Everlane style a little bit, I think. I feel like that's where their strengths really lie, is doing these like slightly retro influenced, very clean sort of basics. And I feel like if they put a little more focus into like the quality of the fabrics and stuff, they could give Everlane a pretty good run for their money. Anyway, these pants might not look like a whole lot, but I feel like they've been kind of getting a cult audience. Like, I tweeted about how much I like these pants, and then my friend was like, I also own these pants. I went to my cousin's house a couple weeks ago, and she was wearing these pants, and I was like, the people need to know about these pants. So these, there's so much dang plastic. I feel like this is so wasteful. I know why they do it. I know it's probably for like ease of like labeling and shipping and like warehousing and stuff, but come on guys, like this is egregious. Oh yeah. So these are the high-rise wide leg crop, and these are a size 16 in an ivory white color. I already have a pair in sort of a tan, like a caramel brown kind of tan color, and then I have them in black as well. And I was looking at the white ones for a while. They finally want a markdown. I'm not the kind of person who probably should own ivory pants. I'm just wearing coffee and like sauces and hummus 90% of the time, but I don't know, man, there's something about these. They were just calling to me. I'm just really pumped. I feel like it's a neutral obviously, but it's something that's a little more adventurous than just like dark on the bottom, because that's the way that people, including me, tend to go, and it's going to be out of the comfort zone a little bit. Also, look how rainbowy they are right now. Remember how last video we were talking about like, I really want this thing, but it has to be the best version of this thing, and I'm gonna like devote all of my mental faculties to finding the best version of the thing? I can tell you how freaking long I wanted a black mock neck top with short sleeves that was like clingy but not suctioned onto me. And you would think that that's a really easy thing to find, but like the amount of times where I was like, oh, that would be perfect, it was sold out. That'd be perfect. They don't make it an extra large. Denial at every turn. And then finally, the good people at Banana Republic came through with this. So this is a ribbed knit, sort of a short sleeve sweater. It feels honestly really nice. It's not like super chunky, but it's not like super fine either. I think this is going to be like a really good sort of in-between balance of that really kind of clingy look, but also something a little more structured. I'm pretty pleased with this, honestly. They made it in a few more colors. They made it in like an off-white, like a chartreuse, which like I love me some ugly chartreuse, and like sort of a coral, like a papaya kind of color, and they were all great, but I felt like the black was going to be the sort of thing, like, again, looking for staples, looking for stuff I'm going to wear for a long time in a lot of different ways, and this was ideal. I just hit myself in the face with that tag. Oh, this is the toddler shirt that they put in there by mistake. Don't know how that got in there. My friend's having a baby, so I assume that kid's gonna be able to fit into this in like a couple of years, so congrats, kid. So we're gonna take a little detour into earring land. You know me, you know I am just large earring trash. I kept looking at these and I kind of wasn't gonna not let myself buy these, because these are such a friggin' gnat earring. Like, look at this shit. Sort of a tube-shaped hoop earring in a two-tone tortoiseshell. So I was riding the tortoiseshell wave for like a long time before it became such a recent trend, like the acetate sort of earring trend. I'm kind of doing it right now, actually. It's just been my vibe for so long. Even as I look at these, I'm like, are these gonna get played? Like, am I just gonna be sick of this? But I don't know, they're just so cool. Like, the fact that it's sort of a bisected two-tone effect, the fact that it's like a hoop, but it's a tube, but it's squared. I think the shape of them is really interesting. They were a bit more than I normally want to pay. These were like $30 new, which even for me is like, all right, come on. But like, I don't know, man, sometimes you just gotta sing your heart song, you know, you just gotta do what the earring gods tell you to do. There's one thing in here from Old Navy, and I basically never shop at Old Navy. The quality for me just isn't there. Also, it kind of brings back a lot of really rough, like, high school and college memories. Old Navy was basically one of the few places where I could go and find stuff that worked for my body type. It wasn't built to last, and it's not the kind of quality that I sort of come to expect from me spending money these days. Like, I'm not going to spend $30 on a dress that's already pilling, especially since, like, no offense, Old Navy, it's not cool. I could go to H&M or Zara and spend that money and actually look like I'm on trend, you know what I'm saying? But every now and again something will show up and I'm like, okay, I'm intrigued. I'm intrigued by this Old Navy. I will give you a shot. I wonder how bad the plastic opening noise is. This is an ASMR channel now. So I was really taken by the color of these pants. This is the Old Navy version of the high-waisted cropped khakis, but they come in this really nice sort of a rust brick color. I never wear red, but I will happily do like a rust, like a more desaturated kind of a brick color. Same thing with purple. Like, I don't like purple, but I'll do like a lavender purple, you know what I'm saying? I felt like this would sort of go with a lot of the other tones that I normally wear. A lot of off-white, black, pure white, mostly just those. So far they don't feel quite as nice as the Gap ones, which I guess is to be expected. The fabric isn't as thick. It feels a little more like a canvas material. Not terrible though. I mean, it doesn't feel like scratchy or anything like that. These surprisingly were actually about as expensive as the Gap ones, and they would not go on sale. I waited for a while and they did the thing where they tag it as like bestseller, which of course is like their way of getting around giving you a deal on it, because they just put this tag on it and they're like, the sale excludes that tag. And I'm just like, you're Old Navy, like, get off your high horse, give me the damn pants. My final piece, I honestly feel like this is a bit of a long shot, but I've kind of been tempted by the white jeans thing for a while. I think similarly to me being interested in the off-white high-rise pants, there's something really cool about a pair of white jeans. Again, maybe it's just the effortlessness sort of implied by the fact that you're wearing white jeans. Like, you look like you're together enough in your life to like not be worried about spilling shit all over yourself. These are the high-rise cheeky straight jeans with raw hem. I've tried on the Gap like super high-rise jeans before. Gap is usually like a favorite of mine for jeans in general. They're made pretty well, you know, they fit me decently. I've had many pairs over the years and I feel like they've all served me pretty well. I believe I've tried the super high-rise cheekies before and I don't know if they fit super great. It's been a while. I love me some high-rise jeans. I love me some Gap jeans. In the past, they haven't quite meshed together maybe the way that I want them to, but I'm eager to try these out. These are honestly really nice. I mean, they have this sort of gold like tonal stitching, sort of a deeper color down in here, and then up here toward the top of the waistband it's like an ivory, which I actually think is a really kind of a nice detail. Oh, it's a button fly. Oh, I don't know how to feel about that, y'all. I am statistically anti button fly jean, but you know, I'm willing to try anything once. They have a little bit of stretch to them. You know, my preference in jeans is to have, like, these days, pretty much no stretch to speak of whatsoever. Like, I'm going for 100% cotton, put my legs in legs jail, cut my life into pieces. I don't want your stretchy jeans. It's possible they might work out. I think if the look is good enough and they sort of wear well enough, the rise is good and high, they don't totally stretch out after a wear or two, I'm willing to give them a chance. Hey guys, editing Nat here. Basically what happened was I recorded an entire try-on portion of this video and then the sound didn't turn out. I thought it was trash, but I didn't want to re-record it, so instead I spent 4 days making this. Enjoy? I don't know how to end videos yet. Look at him.